官。指揮官。指揮官くん。指揮官。指揮官。mon amour。指揮官。指揮官よ。指揮官。指揮官。指揮官。指揮官よ。指揮官よ。
Within recent years, the term tomboy has become increasingly popular, going from what was originally meant as a term to put down women and girls who expressed interest in more typically male-oriented activities such as sports or exploring the outdoors, as well as dressing more masculine, or who had boyish traits, to a term that, instead of putting down, instead just plainly describes said women or girls' interest in these activities or how they appear. Originally, the term tomboy in 1533 was used to describe a, quote, rude, boisterous, or forward boy, but later in the 1600s had its definition changed to the more well-known definition, quote, a girl who behaves like a spirited or boisterous boy. So rather than playing with dolls and learning how to knit with her mother, which was commonplace at the time, she'd rather be, for example, hunting, fishing, or playing sports with her father and brothers. When saying tomboy online nowadays, the typical image that will either be envisioned or seen is that of an anime woman, typically with shorter hair, either in a sort of bob cut or spiked style, has interest in a sport, which is typically swimming, track, soccer, or a martial art, is either muscular or at least toned, has a deep tan, fang, and the chest size that varies from either flat to comically large. Some examples that fit this criteria that come to mind personally are Aizawa Tomo, Misty from Pokemon, Bei from Pokemon, Chie Santanaka, and Ozora Subaru. However, one could argue that though the mentioned characters do fit some or most of the listed traits, it could also be argued that they're simply athletic and not tomboys, as it's more widely accepted in modern day that women do sports, and not just men. Which brings us to the main focus of the video. Similar to the previous video in this series, the types of yanderes in Azur Lane, a select number of ships will be examined based on their voice lines, outfits, and memories where applicable, and then placed on a graph. The thing with tomboys, however, is that they're more difficult to place on a graph compared to yanderes. As with tomboys, the definition is definitely more of a spectrum and doesn't have a hard definition. Because of this, the y-axis of the graph being used represents the spectrum of the girl's masculinity or femininity in their personality, while the x-axis is for their masculinity or femininity in their appearance. The closer a ship girl is to the top right corner, where the positive x and y axes intersect, the closer said ship girl is to being a tomboy. At the end of the video, a verdict will be made on each of the girls, and if they're a tomboy or not. Also, similar to the yandere video, the selected ship girls were selected from what I've personally seen in the various Azur Lane communities where there are discussions about tomboys, such as Azur Lane Twitter, the subreddit, and the Discord. If there is a ship girl not in this video that you believe to be a tomboy, suck it up. Also, these positions on the graph are based on my opinion. If your opinion differs from mine, suck my balls, mine is correct. Beginning with one of the most well-known and often labeled tomboy ship girls, we have the lead and named ship of the Cleveland class of light cruisers, CL-55 USS Cleveland, often called Cleve Bro due to her tomboyish nature. And right out of the gate, I can see why she's considered one of the definitive tomboys of Azur Lane. She calls herself a Knight of the Sea. Of her outfits, she wears more masculine ones, such as suits in 3 of the 9, with her Gentry Knight outfit having her say that she feels more slick in a suit. Her Muse form also wears a masculine outfit, and in her memory file, the entire story centers around her playing basketball. Even with all that in mind, I don't believe she's a tomboy. First and foremost, I'd like to bring attention to the popular term Cleavebro. Both in her voice lines and her memory file, she dislikes being called Cleavebro, saying so multiple times. Specifically, in her default outfit's second secretary line, she says, quote, "Why do you call me Cleve Bro? I'm a girl just like the others." There's also when she's sortying with either Fletcher or Z1, she calls herself and the other Big Sister. I know in the Japanese version she calls herself Aniki, which is like Big Brother, but whatever. Her default outfit, Oath outfit, and 4 other outfits have her wearing more feminine clothing. She complains that everyone else is wearing a dress while she wears a tux for her Gentry Night outfit. And her memory file also centers around Cleveland being a good older sister for Denver, Montpellier, and Columbia in the basketball game, getting encouragement from the commander. Overall, despite how common it is to see her called a tomboy and Clebro, Cleveland only has the masculine appearance of a tomboy while lacking the personality of one. And even then, these suits she wears are only in select outfits and aren't even the majority of the outfits she has. Furthermore, her actual appearance outside of the outfits, such as her hair and most of her clothing, are feminine. This places Cleveland here on the graph, as she can have a masculine appearance, but by default doesn't have one, let alone a masculine personality or hobbies. Conversely, we have a ship girl who fits the personality and image of a tomboy quite well. Nagara-class light cruiser IGN Kinu. You don't really hear or see much of Kinu compared to Cleveland, both in general or in conversations about tomboys within Azur Lane, at least in my experience. But save for the skirt she wears in her default and bunny outfit, all her outfits are masculine in one way or another, as they're Japanese naval officers' uniforms, a kendo uniform, and a dress skirt with a bow tie. Her voice lines have her talk about power, how cool she believes she is, and how she calls herself a demon, while her memory file is about Kinu training herself to become stronger. Kinu, however, isn't foolproof in being a tomboy. In her retrofit special touch line, she directly mentions that she's still a woman, unlike her original special touch line, which only asks the commander if they're looking to make Kinu angry. This also applies to her bunny/token and ghost outfit, where she asks if her outfit is that seductive, as well as saying that she needs to put on makeup. There's also, as previously mentioned, the presence of skirt in both her default and token and the ghost outfits, though she does switch out the skirt for some shorts in her retrofit art, for what it's worth. Multiple times throughout her memory file, Kinu is called cute in one way or another by the commander, making her flustered. Overall, Kinu definitely has more points for being a tomboy than against. Masculine clothing and personality for the most part, with some femininity peeking through at the odd occasion. This puts her here on the graph and serves as a good, or at least decent enough baseline for what I believe a tomboy would dress and act like, and can be a reference point for future characters to be compared against. Another fan-favorite tomboy is the lead and name ship of the Baltimore class of heavy cruiser, USS Baltimore. Short hair, athletic body, and her default outfit with a stylish hood coat, alongside her sporty black Ace tennis outfit and a Japanese-style outfit you'd typically see a man wearing, and her Ace's travel journal outfit definitely give her that masculine appearance. For voice lines, in her after-school Ace outfit, she offers to play basketball with Cleveland later and enjoys drinking some cola with the commander. Asks if her Evening Breeze Midway outfit doesn't look too weird and believes she should have went something like what Cleveland had, i.e. a suit, and shows interest in archery and kendo in her Ace's travel journal outfit, as well as liking cars more than being a grid girl in her Finnish line flag bearer outfit. These examples are, however, counterbalanced by both outfits and lines that make her more feminine. A main driving example is her special touch lines in her different outfits, often letting out an eep of sorts before telling the commander not to touch her there, getting flustered at calling a shopping date a date with the commander, being notified her uniform is soaked, telling the commander that they don't have to watch her so closely, then following it up by saying that the commander should still kind of look at her a bit, being called cute, and practicing to be a bit more like Bremerton in the mirror. The only truly masculine outfit she wears, again in my opinion, is the Ace's Travel Journal outfit, and maybe her default one. as After School Ace is a female student uniform, Evening Breeze Minwei is a dress, Black Ace and Finish Line Flag Bearer are short shorts and bikini tops, and her Muse outfit is the stereotypical idol outfit you'd commonly see in games instead of a suit like Cleveland. I'd call Baltimore more athletic or sporty than I would a tomboy. Sure, she has the occasional moment, like thinking that she should have worn a suit like Cleveland instead of a dress, but the other moments are just her enjoying basketball, tennis, and motorsport, alongside still wearing a dress instead of a suit, getting flustered around the commander, and trying to act like Bremerton, i.e. more feminine, when the commander is not around. Because of these points, this places Baltimore here on the graph, as she doesn't often dress masculinely, and isn't overtly masculine in personality. If anything, she wants to be a bit more feminine. Next up, we have Z1, who, much like Kinu, fits the appearance and personality of a tomboy readily, while also, in my experience, doesn't appear much in discussions about tomboys or is as popular of a tomboy compared to other ship girls on the list. Starting with her outfits, all three are masculine, with shorts being worn instead of a skirt, a naval uniform being worn in both her default and retrofit outfits, accompanied with long-tailed coats, and a male school uniform for her rebellious top student outfit. I would also comment on the black and red color scheme as well, but that's the theming of Iron Blood. There's also her flat chest, but being flat-chested isn't indicative of being a tomboy. For voice line, she introduces herself as Liebrecht Maas, a masculine name due to her being named after Rear Admiral Liebrecht Maas, enjoying fighting and being fast, and bringing weapons with her. I can't really think of too many points against Z1, but I do feel the ones that I did come up with are at least relevant. Firstly, we have the shoes that Z1 wears in her outfits, all being high-heeled shoes or boots of sorts. One can argue that high heels were originally made to be worn by men, but currently they're viewed as feminine footwear. There's also her voice lines, in which she refers to herself as an older sister, I know it's Anarchy in Japanese, and asking the commander to become, quote, as Adam and Eve with her. Not many points against compared to points for being a tomboy, but then again, there aren't many points overall. This places her here on the graph kinda near Kinu in terms of being a tomboy. An overall very masculine appearance while also having a mostly masculine personality with a bit of femininity peeking through at times. But again, there's not much to go by with Z1 outside of her voice lines and outfits. Second of the Richelieu-class battleships, Jean Bart is our next candidate for being a tomboy. She more so acts like a pirate, which, given her name, is unsurprising. Truly, the only masculine part of Jean Bart would be her default outfit, and even then it isn't overtly masculine. Her voice lines, again, support more her being rough around the edges, like how a pirate would be, with a dash of cynicism to go along with it. Her outfits, sans the default one, are a party dress in uninhibited bloodstone, a bikini with jorts and a pirate hat, and private après-midi, and a kimono in first snow upon the cutlass's edge. For voice line, she offers a lap pillow in her love line post-oath, believes her kimono suits her well in first snow upon the cutlass's edge, and most of her other love lines in her other outfits are quite mushy. I can see why Jean Bart can be considered a tomboy by some, but that impression of being a tomboy is solely based on her default appearance and not listening to any of her voice lines, nor looking at any of her outfits. Because of that, Jean Bart is placed here on the graph. She isn't extremely feminine, but she also doesn't have much in the way of a masculine appearance or personality traits either. In a similar case to Jean Bart, we have the name, lead, and only ship of the Hiryuu class of aircraft carrier, IJN Hiryuu. I say similar case because Hiryuu isn't really much of a tomboy either, but rather a delinquent or someone who just enjoys a fight, neither of which are kind of strictly masculine traits, at least in my opinion. Her outfits, specifically her default, retrofit, and meta outfits, are not really masculine or feminine, though the retrofit and meta outfits do lean a bit more into the masculine side, but Not by much. While her after-school bully's outfit is definitely more on the feminine side, given the female school uniform she wears, albeit in the style of a delinquent. For voice lines, Hiryuu is quite high energy, always wanting to be fighting or getting into a mission of some sort, but a good few lines where she wishes to become more feminine, like her sister Soryu, and is pleased that the commander has accepted her as a woman. She does have a weird interest in Soryu's ankles for whatever reason as well. Due to this puts Hiryuu on the graph. She's fairly neutral for her appearances, erring a bit on the masculine side, but her personality is definitely more feminine, or at least striving to be feminine, and more like her sister Soryu. In a similar sense to Baltimore trying to be like Bremerton in some of her outfits and voice lines, both trying to impersonate their sister in one way or another, be it looks or personality. Back to Eagle Union ship girls, next is the New Orleans-class heavy cruiser, USS Minneapolis, who is another strong contender for being a tomboy. She loves the outdoors, especially hunting, given how much she mentions both hunting and prey in her default dialogue lines, can't cook, which I know isn't exactly feminine nowadays, but it's Japanese. Can't easily express her love towards the commander after the oath because it isn't her style, often skateboards, and loves to eat meat. For outfits, her default outfit does have a masculine air to it, something similar to a war outfit or a possible hunting outfit, along with war paint on her body, while her extreme games skateboarding outfit is 100% masculine, due to the overall skateboarding aesthetic she's going for. Conversely, Minneapolis does often wear more feminine clothing, despite her more masculine personality, which can be seen in her Trapper White Oath outfit, in which she wears a very skimpy bridal dress, her Wild Huntress schoolgirl outfit, where she wears a female school uniform, complete with ankle socks and scarf, and her Holy Night Ride Christmas outfit, where she literally just wears a bikini and a red fur trim coat. Though Minneapolis does have a tendency to dress more feminine than, say, Kinu or Z1, I'd say a fitting position for her is here on the graph. Her comparatively more masculine personality shines through her feminine outfits, with the two outfits that are either masculine or on the masculine side being more comfortable for her to be in comparatively. She'd be higher in the positive axis if she were to wear a male school uniform similar to Z1, or have a suit for a wedding outfit, for example. Following, we have the M-Class light cruiser KMS Magdeburg, affectionately known as Magdebro, in a similar vein to Cleavebro by some members of the community. And going solely based on her personality, I can ascertain why she's called that and considered a tomboy. The manner in which she speaks is very college bro-like calling the commander homie, telling the commander to hit her up if they need some help, doing backflips, fist bumps, and somersaults in her default outfit. Even calling the commander buddy and giving them a bro fist post-oath. Hell, in her gone fishing bikini skin, she thanks the commander for putting sunscreen on her by calling them homie. Still bro fist the commander, and is, well, fishing. Appearances are Magdeburg's downfall for being a full-fat tomboy, though it can be argued that her default outfit is more masculine than feminine, given the coat over the shoulders, spiked basketball shoes, and shorts. The other outfit she has available partially negate that. Her Cat Cafe cleanup maid outfit is just that, a maid outfit, dress, skirt, frills, headband, and all, instead of, for example, a suit, while her Gone Fishing bikini outfit is also just that, a bikini. She also has much longer hair than some would consider fitting for a tomboy. This places Magdeburg here on the graph. Personality-wise, I agree that she fits in with the likes of Kinu and Z1, but for her outfits, she really does need outfits more like Kinu and Z1, if she were to be considered and placed in the same area of tomboy as Kinu and Z1. That being both masculine in personality and appearance, rather than just personality. The last four I'm going to do in a lightning round sort of fashion, starting with the Suffren class heavy cruiser, Foch. Foch has masculine appearance in spades given her knightly base outfit with a long flowing cape and chaps, her majestic major domo outfit being a butler suit very similar to Cleveland's party outfit, tie, pants, waistcoat, and suit jacket, with a short hairstyle and all the outfits befitting of a tomboy, and a little added flair given the long ponytail. Her personality doesn't meet the same standards, however, sort of like an inverse of Magdeburg. She knows how to cook and cooks well, is worried about having her hair messed up when you touch it, likes teasing the commander, enjoys being depended upon and pampering the commander, and just going out on dates with the commander in general. Because of this, she sits in the mirror position of Magdeburg, as she has the looks of a tomboy, but not the personality of one. Next is the Type 7B class submarine, KMS U-101. She's just a car girl, or in this case a shark motorcycle girl. Neither outfits are masculine in any tangible way, and liking/working on a car isn't really enough to be justified or considered a tomboy, at least in my opinion. Sure, she calls herself an undersea knight, but that's because the Cleveland-class light cruisers call themselves the Solomon Knights. And the only one of the Cleveland-class considered a tomboy is Cleveland, but we've already been over her. This places 101 here on the graph, isn't overtly feminine in either appearance and personality, sure as hell isn't a tomboy though. Following her is the lead and name ship of the Harbin-class light cruisers, PRAN Harbin. Again, not a tomboy, just likes to fight more than anything really. She kinda acts like a mobster, always wanting to fight, drink, and eat, but again, it's not inherently a masculine trait, at least in my opinion. Her outfits are a dress with a white fur trim coat for her default outfit, a red dress for her oath outfit, and a golden bikini for her union between sea and sky summer outfit. This places her here on the graph kind of near Bart, as they're fairly similar in both personality and appearance. And last but not least, we have the lead and name ship of the Key class of battleships, IJN Key. Quickly going over her voice lines and outfits, we can see she really enjoys fighting and overwhelming power, which again isn't indicative of being a tomboy. However, of note is her not minding or really caring in her special touch line. The same going for her second secretary line, where she nonchalantly notices her bra is coming off, and bringing along friends to drink with the commander and herself after getting oathed. She also enjoys the outdoors and eating, as evident in her poolside persuasion summer outfit. Her appearances betray her, however, as Key wears what is very clearly, at least to me, a samurai robe, but feminized, given the exposed chest with bindings, exposed thighs, while she has just a tiny bit of armor on her right arm. There's also her poolside persuasion outfit, which is just a bikini with a semi-translucent white shirt over top. This places Key here on the graph. Again, personality of a tomboy, not an appearance to match it. Again, at the end of the day, people are allowed to believe what they want to believe, and call whoever they want a tomboy should they wish to do so. But those doing so should be well aware that not every girl who plays sports, or has short hair, or a tan, or just enjoys a bit of fighting is automatically a tomboy. To fully be a tomboy, having more masculine interests and appearances is key, but not entirely required. For example, Magdeburg and Key. Some may dress masculinely, but act girly and vice versa. Similar to my findings in the Yandere's of Azur Lane video, I believe that ship girls are labeled so liberally as tomboys because of how popular fan canon is, to the point of losing sight of what the actual character is and how she acts, because most of the time fan canon is based off of the default appearance and nothing else. A fine example is Cleveland and Baltimore. Cleveland doesn't like being called Cleve Bro and wears suits or something similar in 3 of her 9 outfits, while Baltimore just has some short hair and enjoys sports. The labeling of these characters as tomboys has only been more prevalent recently due to the growing popularity of tomboys. I can see the appeal, but again, not every girl who plays a sport or has short hair wears pants is a tomboy. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter for updates, and feel free to check out my videos on Arknights and Girls Frontline as well. Speaking of Arknights, the next video I have planned is the power scaling of the different operators within Arknights.